Welcome back to the Hytale podcast. I'm Myne and I'm with my partner Chris. We have a bit of news to go over as well as viewer questions, but let me get something off my chest here, Chris. I need a new podcast.
What?
I need a new podcast host. You're ditching on me every single time we try to get a Connor interview. We've been planning this
Hey,
Corner
Connor
interview
Connor
for
ditched
2
us.
months.
Connor ditched
For
us
two
first.
months, he did ditch us, but you replied I was gonna ditch anyway and get drunk. So
Yeah.
it's not a very good look on you.
No.
I've been the only guys. I've really been trying to get Quiga Corner on this podcast, and then both him and Chris have denied every single opportunity. I promise we'll get him on the podcast
One of these
day.
days. I don't know when.
He's a very busy man, and Chris likes.
Next week is
drunk.
gonna be
I'm making you sound like an alcoholic.
I know, right? Like I drink like once every like 2 months. So like but next week probably gonna have to record on like Wednesday because I'm going to provincials for baseball. So I'll be gone Thursday night, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So I just wanna point that out. So we're gonna do a little early recording. Maybe another viewer question podcast unless Connor's available, but don't count
We
on
might
it.
try to get a different guest instead of Connor because
Slamma.
we're
We'll get
running on a bit
Slamma.
of a drought. I was thinking Slamma as well. We'll see if she wants to join.
Yeah.
Anyway, John Hendricks tweeted a bit more, and this is probably going to be the last John Hendricks tweet episode. I know we've done a lot of these in the past, but it's honestly amazing because we get so much new information. But he officially announced, I've received a flood of questions lately, which is great, but I feel bad about how much I miss while focused elsewhere, and I miss all the other platforms. Thankfully, it's Buddha Cat offered to help me out. We're going
Yay.
to try something new. I'll still reply directly when I can. Imagine catching me in the hallway between meetings or in line to get coffee. And it's Buddha Cat. I keep on saying it's Buddha Cat because
say
that's
Buddha
his
Cat.
at. I know, but I'm just reading like word for word, and that's his Twitter
Mhm.
at. And it makes it so much more annoying because that's not grammatically correct.
But it's Buddha Cat.
And Buddha Cat will gather the questions I miss or don't have time before my next meetings or coffee arrives. Makes sense? If this is a bad idea, I will blame my vacation brain and we can just pretend it never happened. And then I believe Buddha Cat replied somewhere saying, important to note, doesn't guarantee an answer to your question. Winky face, just a fun way to post and engage with all of you. Be sure to give me a tag so it's easily to find your questions. So if it's not obvious yet, his tag is it's Buddha Cat.
Spam them.
Said that
Just
maybe
spam
5
the guy.
times already.
You know, imagine if they did this like 2 years ago, the whole community would be going crazy. And they're doing it now, which is awesome. And I mean,
They are doing it now.
well, I don't like. I know why they couldn't really do it before because they wanted to keep things sort of, I guess you could say, secretive because they were changing a whole bunch of stuff in the game. But they're clearly, if they're doing this, like you put 2 and 2 together, they're getting closer to something big coming soon. Hopefully it's, you know, it is August, so hopefully it does come this month. It's currently August 6th as we're recording this. So I hope, man, I'm hoping for a blog post. It's somehow going to be next week when I'm literally like 5 hours away from my house. But, you know, I'll take them for the team.
That's what anyone would expect you to do,
Yep.
soldier.
Yeah, exactly.
So we'll go over some Buddha Cat tweets right after the John Hendricks because he did reply to one of my tweets. This
Oh,
was
must be
this is
important.
probably one of the most requested features for Hytale and my biggest request for Hytale, and that is voice chat / proximity voice chat, which basically means you get to talk in game and not have to go on Discord the entire time. And I asked John what his thoughts are on that are, and he replied, when it goes well, it is great, but it often leads to toxicity. To be clear, not a John confirmed to be found here. So many of the positive situations can be handled through the platform level and third-party solutions. It's a tough one.
Well, he's not wrong though, because it does lead to toxicity. And what's going to stop somebody? For example, you're playing Skywars and Hypixel, and you kill like a 12-year-old, and Buddy just starts cussing you out and screaming and ear raping you. Like, what's going to stop the kid from doing that, right? Or the other way around, like you kill an older guy and he just starts saying bad words that the 12-year-old shouldn't, you know, listen to. So that is a concern. How they would moderate it, I have no idea because it's a voice chat. I don't know if the voice chat would pick up on like a curse word and just like bleep it out, but that would be very advanced, I would have to say. But yeah, I don't know how they would do that.
Right. So this is one of the first takes that I heavily disagree with the thought process of Hypixel Studios here.
Uh-oh.
And
No beta
a
for you.
lot of the comments were kind of in disagreement with John's reply here, giving. I'm very happy with how the Hytale community responds to this kind of stuff because there's a
Mm-hmm.
lot of positive and constructive criticism here. It's
Good.
not just being like, useless comments that don't really help.
Mm-hmm.
I will try to link the. I'm gonna copy the link right now. I'm gonna copy the link to the tweet and put it in the description for you guys to look at later. Don't tab out of the video yet.
Don't go through it. Watch time.
Because there's a lot of replies to John's tweets here that I think are very valid counter arguments. I'm not going to read them all because honestly that would take up an entire episode. But there's a lot of suggestions for how to go around that, how to make voice chat a positive thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I genuinely do believe that there's a lot of ways that voice chat can be integrated without it being this toxic mess. So that's something I do recommend after the episode. Don't tab out yet.
So let's
We
hear
still
it.
got a lot of tweets to go.
What are some of the main like ones that counteract John's point then? Like just
Mhm.
name like two big ones.
So one of them would just be having voice chat in private worlds, right? So
Right.
you invite your friends, and that's kind of moderator. You're with your personal friends. You can control who talks and whatnot. And it's also super immersive if you have the voice chat interacting with in-game environments. For example, if you're in a cave, it kind of echoes, makes it super immersive.
That would be sick.
And also for content creators. I mean, voice chat and especially proximity voice chat, huge thing for content creators. Creates a lot of possibilities for making videos, streams, whatever types of content. So that's an option. And then an alternative in regards to the toxicity that was mentioned was, for example, either a voice chat, like a whitelist option for who can talk to you. There's ideas of asking the players right when they launch the game, hey, or whenever they're launching into a server, being like, hey, there is a option for voice chat. Would you like to enable or disable that?
Mm-hmm.
And then the player can choose whether or not to interact with that system and not, be forced into that. And then another idea was with parental controls, because you said, some children may not want to be exposed to some certain types of languages. It could be disabled with parental controls.
That's what I was thinking.
That's just like a small blimp of the suggestions given, and I think they're all valid and things that the Hypixel team I think should look at and probably talk about, because there's good ways to implement it. As it stands right now, I don't think they have a voice chat with the way the wording was. We're reading between the tea leaves. I know that's not what we're supposed to do, but
that's okay.
It reads like they haven't found a good way to implement it yet, and hopefully maybe this thread will be able to encourage them to find a way that suits them.
Right.
Because it doesn't have to have. Another thing is it doesn't have to have voice chat for every single feature. It could maybe only be for private worlds or servers that specifically enable it, and just have it disabled across the main Hytale.
Yeah, I do think like one of the best ways, even if it's just not going to be in the multiplayer, is just to put it in the like adventure mode or the like SMP aspect of it, just because it's so immersive and it's great. For example, you're playing like a UHC and you're trying to sneak up on somebody, and for example, buddy sneezes and you can hear him across the cave and you start running away. Like stuff like that's super cool instead of and just being in a Discord call and you can hear everybody at equal volume for the whole time. So I love proximity voice chat. It does get a little annoying when you wander off a little far, but other than that, I mean, there's ways around that too. So it's cool.
Yeah, so I think that's good enough discussion about the proximity voice chat. I hope that the team does eventually have some sort of discussions about it and try to figure out solutions for it. One thing is, I don't think they need to or will have a voice chat at launch, but maybe a year down the line after the game releases, that they are happy with the current state of Hytale and can focus on these kind of extra features, because this is an extra feature. This does not really affect the launch of the game at all.
It doesn't, not at all. Plus, there'll be mods that, if it's not in the game and they don't plan on putting it in the game, modders will probably make that arguably in the first month of the game anyway. So even if it's not there, it'll be there. So we'll be okay with it.
Right. Next question to John was RPG, rocket launcher, and grenade in the game. And John says, "Are you a goblin?" It's a very goblin thing for you to ask.
Well, we know there's
that
bombs,
goblins
right?
love juggling bombs.
And we've seen in an old, I think it was an old Quebec image where Quebec's holding like an AK-47. I think it is. I don't know if that's the real gun, but
it's one of my favorite
yeah,
not
that's
guns,
image
screenshots.
That's an old one too. That was from like 2019. So like that's been the modding ability. It's for modding that image, but like the modding ability, even if it's not in the base game, is there any way for you to add like nukes and stuff? So go nuts. And I'm sure you played Minecraft back in the day with like the TNT mod where there was like different types of TNT. There was nukes like atomic bombs and all that stuff. So I'm sure those mods will be in the game, and I wonder who's gonna be the first one to nuke a Quebec village. Like that would be cool. I might do that. Just to see
so the person replied saying he is half goblin and half human, and then John replied, "Oh, then yes, to flinging explosives in many creative ways."
Ooh. Well, you can throw them. That's always cool. Maybe there's like a catapult that you can just launch bombs at people with. That would be fun.
Imagine a slingshot that you
yeah, that'd be sick. A
slingshot some grenades.
It'd be really cool.
A type of grenade launcher.
I think it'd be really sick if you can like tie like TNT or a bomb to like the end of a spear or something and just huck it. I think that would be cool. So just in case you miss, right? Like you still get the AoE after. That would be fun.
Well, he says there's many creative ways. I forgot to include this winky face. They love their winky faces.
So there's it's in the game when there's a winky face.
Hopefully, so many ways to be able to explode people, and that'll make for a lot of fun mini games. I'm positive.
I'm sure there'll be like a Bomb Wars mini game where you're just wearing like raid suits or something, and you just take a little less damage from the bomb, but it does eventually kill you. Yeah. Yeah. What would you?
One of my favorite mini games in Minecraft back in the days was TNT Wars.
Oh,
and had this giant wall in the middle, and then you just build TNT cannons.
I was a big TNT tag type of guy, on Hypixel. I love TNT tag. It's so much fun. What would you say? Would you watch a video of how many Quebec villages can you spawn in that a nuke can take out? Like, would you watch a video like that? You just drop one right in the middle.
For scientific and research purposes only.
Yes, exactly. No, only virtual Quebecs are harmed in today's video. Yeah, that would be. I might do that. That'd be a fun video. I like exploring things like that. All right, what's the next question before we give away all our state secrets?
So in the previous episode, we mentioned that there was a question about redstone in Hytale, and John replied asking, "What are your favorite ways in games to create these kind of things?" And someone replied saying, "I've never seen someone dodge a question this hard." and John replied saying, "My coach said if you can dodge a question about redstone, you can dodge anything."
He must be
also,
good at dodgeball.
What is your favorite automation system? He must be very good at dodgeball.
He's a big dodgeball guy. So
that's a good
maybe
reference.
It's not in the game, but I think there's going to be some form of electricity in it. Just how they're going to do it, we don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe it'll run off coal. Is it? That's how they do it, right? Like coal electricity. Like give you a little mining thingy. I don't know, but beats me.
We'll have to see.
Yeah, I think. Are we on the viewer questions now?
We are on the Buddha Cat tweets, and then I sent you in the Discord. I sent you in the Discord a bit of a meme about what someone. I don't know who said this. Slima posted this of someone they know. By the way, like kind of summing up 4 of the Buddha Cat questions, but we'll get to the answers first, and then we'll get to the. I don't know who put this. There. Okay. Where do you see that? I sent you a DM.
Yeah,
there's no name in the screenshot.
No, but in the second thing,
that's just like
90.
replying on Twitter. That's just
okay.
On Twitter.
Okay.
Because it's a Discord message.
Right.
Let's see. One person asked regarding other platforms. The website mentions that they're gonna create a Discord and official Reddit. Until today, none of these 2 questions. I'm overwhelmed by this question's grammar. But Buddha said we'll launch them when the time is right.
We already know that there is a Hytale Reddit. It's just blocked, I believe, right now. So
yeah, I think it's like private.
Yeah. Let me just double check, see if it's still private. Hytale. Yeah, I think so. I can't find anything. So
another question was the player customization is so extensive from what we've seen. Will we be able to make our own cosmetics for our characters via modding? And Buddha says we go over these modding possibilities in this blog post from May 2020. Which says, while we have a specific vision for Hytale's art and design, We encourage modders to use the tools we provide to take the game in a new direction. Although you can see some examples of some anime-inspired costumes, which is basically a bunch of Hytale characters in Sailor Moon gear. So the answer to that question is yes, we can create whatever cosmetics we want.
Have you watched Sailor Moon?
Which is very positive. No, I've not.
I haven't either, but I kind of want to. Maybe after I caught up to One Piece. I'm only like 40 episodes behind now. And I know Gear 5 released today, so I've been seeing spoilers on Twitter, but I've just been trying to avoid it because that's all I'm seeing on Twitter. It's just Luffy in his Gear 5 mode. Dog and Kaido.
If anyone watching has seen Sailor Moon, let me know down in the comments if it's worth watching.
Yeah.
I have heard very good things about it. I just don't know very much about
I don't know the story at all about it, but if you want anime recommendations, go talk to some people. I can give you a few.
Nighty on Twitter asks.
Dude, it's X actually.
On X.
On X, yeah.
Will Quivex make high or low pitched noises, or are they silent? And Buddha replied, Nighty, be honest, are you asking this only because you're curious about what sound they'll make when they burn?
Did he reply to that? Well, hey, Buddha Cat just said when they burn, so you know they're burnable. We already know that.
Is that a confirmation, or are we taking that as a leak?
Yeah, I don't know, but I'm pretty sure that's already confirmed. But you know, we'll take it.
Rolo asked.
You look confused.
Trying to figure out. Oh, because it's not showing the full question. That's why.
Oh.
Apparently Noxy wanted to talk to the Reddit devs, and
oh shoot.
Buddha said he'll talk to Noxy about it.
Wait, like Rolo as like that Reddit, or like the actual Reddit people? Like,
I'm confused by this question. Rolo, for people who don't know, is Hytale Info. I think that's the name of the Reddit.
Yeah, the subreddit.
Reddit moderator.
I thought.
Yeah,
doesn't he own the?
He's a Reddit moderator.
I thought he owned the thing. Or
maybe he
Reddit.
owns it.
I thought.
Maybe he owns it.
Oh no, maybe it's.
I know he's an admin.
Is it Oil Pulse? Maybe I don't know. Shouldn't it say who the creator of the Reddit is?
I would not know. I would not know. I want to be honest.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not really good at Reddit, but there's Sign, Captain, Oil Pulse, Rolo, and Powerbyte. I think those are all the moderators.
And now to the most important Buddha Cat answer.
Oh my god. Get ready.
Hugo asks, Buddha interview 2.0. Eyes emoji. And Buddha answered, always down for another interview. When the time is right.
Oh my god. I replied to him.
I also did.
Yeah.
I said we'd love a round 2 when the time is right, and he liked it.
Yeah.
So that is a confirmation. We're taking this as an official confirmation, Buddha.
You'll be
Can't
back.
tell us otherwise. Buddha Cat will be back for another interview at an unknown date. We don't know when the time is right. We'll know when the time is right when he tells us.
we'll get him on before Connor, so.
Yeah, hopefully.
Yeah.
We gotta beat him to it.
But we still gotta get.
Buddha
We do gotta get Ski Lito on. We gotta get John Hendricks on. There's a lot of people we gotta get on. I'm sure. What other staff members? Yeah, there's a lot of staff members that we gotta get on the podcast.
There's over 120 staff members.
I think we should interview Holly. I think Holly would be a good one because she's like talent acquisition. I'd like to know how she got to that role. That'd be cool.
I mean, I'd love to know about every single one of them.
Yeah, every single staff member, all 120 of you, get on. Imagine.
But basically, this is going to be kind of hard to talk about because it's kind of a visual image that I gave you in Discord. It's basically giving those 4 answers to from Buddha Cat on Twitter, saying Buddha Cat interview so far, and then like a summary of the answers. I don't know. You don't get to know. You already know. Stuff will happen at a point in time. And I thought that was just pretty funny. Just kind of like.
Why does that just sounds like ready when it's ready?
Outside. Yeah, I
Ready
mean that is kind of Buddha Cat's favorite thing to say.
His favorite sentence.
We'll see.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, 100%. And now, instead of getting to some answers that are just I don't know or you don't get to know, you do get to know because we're gonna answer some of the questions that you've been waiting.
That was a fire transition.
Thank you. Craiger the Cyborg asks, what would your pet or pets be in Hytale? Or what would you name the pets?
I would get a dog.
Can I expect a pet Mosshorn from you?
No. I would get a dog and probably name it like Dog or something. I'd probably get a cat. Maybe name it Cat. Get a pet raptor because they're going to be rideable, obviously. And
I'm surprised you put raptor this far down.
I know, right? Well, dog and cat are quite self-explanatory because you got to get all the pets. Definitely pet raptor. I don't know what I'd call it. Probably like Fluffy or something. Then maybe after the raptor, maybe like one of them ice dragons or something. They're pretty cool. Go for one of those.
Just a casual pet ice dragon.
Yeah, name it like Tiny or something like that. And then after the ice dragon, what else would be a good pet? Maybe like Varen.
Varen?
Yeah, because I'm gonna tame him. Like Varen. He's like, you're my dog now, dude. Once I whoop him. Yeah, that'll be cool. So yeah, dog, cat, raptor, ice dragon, Varen. That's about it. Maybe a Quebec if you can steal him.
I'm gonna get a pond of ducks.
Oh, that's so cool. Great idea. Duck pond. Do you think there's
I'm
other
a
geese?
simple man.
If there's Canadian geese in Hytale, I'll
100%.
make it an army.
Oh, you didn't say moose.
Oh, I should have said. Oh, you're right. My bad. And
You're a fake Canadian.
if there's beavers, moose, and loons, the 3 national animals of Canada, they're all gonna be my pets. You know, I've never seen a loon in real life, but you know.
I don't know what a loon is. I just know that there's a Pokemon called Linoon, and I assume it looks very similar to a loon.
You ever heard of a loonie, the $1 coin in Canada? And then there's a toonie,
Loon.
the $2 coin in Canada. A loon's like a black bird.
Oh, a loon. Loon is like a black bird. It is not
Yeah.
anything like the Pokemon Linoon, like
No?
at all.
Oh, huh, weird.
No.
Yeah, I don't know if
Loon's
we
like
have
a
them in
raccoon.
Ontario. Do we have loons in? Oh, really? Do we have loons in Ontario? Loons. And
I'm a person who bases all of his animal knowledge off of Pokemon, and when I'm incorrect, I look very stupid. But if I'm correct, I look very smart.
they are in portions of Ontario. Not in my portion of Ontario, though. Good to know.
As for the names of the ducks, I'll probably just name them after the Pokemon.
Quack.
Ducklet,
Quack.
Psyduck,
Oh.
yeah, all of that.
Quack, quackers, quacky.
GT asks, how will mob spawning work? Will it be regional or like Minecraft, where same mobs can spawn everywhere? And will there be any kind of spawners or places like Minecraft so you can farm a certain amount of mobs? I want to tackle the second one first and say no.
Yeah, I don't think we have seen any spawner blocks. It sort of just seems like if you were to enter a dungeon, once you get in the radius of that dungeon, you're going to see those mobs spawn. And I would think it's probably different for every single one. As we know, everything is like sort of procedurally generated. So maybe, for example, you find a dungeon, there's like 6 skeletons one time, another time there's 4 or 3. So maybe there's like a hard cap and like a hard, like, I guess, max and limit of how many can spawn. But yeah, I don't think there will be spawner blocks. Like maybe there'll be designated area for them to spawn, maybe even around the outside of it too. But no, there's not going to be spawner blocks.
Yeah, and maybe if you go too far away from the location and come back, they've respawned.
Right,
So that might be a way to get them respawn.
Yeah,
but
so
I don't think that. Yeah, I don't know. We unfortunately don't know anything about the way that spawning works. That'd be an interesting blog post to just talk about spawning mechanisms.
It definitely would be, because like I assume at nighttime mobs are going to spawn, sort of how Minecraft does it as well. So it depends. Like, will it be based off of lighting level, like before, or will it just be it's nighttime, mobs are going to start spawning? Who knows? And do they burn during the day? We don't know. Because it would
Right, I mean, but we have enemies such as Trorks that are daytime.
Right.
Animals, so.
And we've seen skeletons in the daytime as well, so it's not like in Minecraft when skeletons burn during the day. It's not like those skeletons burn during the day. So, who knows?
Yeah. The first part of the question, will it be regional or like Minecraft where the same mobs spawn everywhere? Technically, Minecraft does have regional spawning, because, for example, in jungles, you don't see llamas. You see pandas, you see parrots, you see ocelots and all that stuff. So I think it's going to be similar to Minecraft, where there's just going to be regional stuff. So in a jungle, you're going to see jungle-like animals. In the water, you're not going to see a buffalo.
Hey, water buffaloes.
Very bad. That's like the worst animal I could have picked, because the second I said buffalo, I realized water buffalo is a thing.
Yeah. Maybe you should have said like I was gonna say snake, but there's also water snakes.
Literally any other animal.
That doesn't have a water variant of it, yeah.
A sheep's not gonna spawn in the ocean, for example.
No, and if it did, that would be kind of weird. Yeah, I like your point.
Very similar question. We're getting 3 like animal questions right after another. I did
Wow.
not. These are just in order. This is crazy.
Maybe he sparked the next question, you know?
How do I say your name? I'm gonna say your Discord name and not your username.
Mm-hmm.
VoidFox2 asks, do you think that you'll be able to tame monsters as pets, or do you think it'll be only limited to animals? Ooh.
I think you will be
Well,
able to because I want to tame a raptor and then ride it. So,
John Hendricks is a fan of rideable everything. Does that mean tameable everything? I don't think so. I don't think you'll be able to tame
so you can ride
everything because, hey, with a mod,
yeah,
18 plus, you can
give
do
him,
anything.
give him like a little lasso shot. Let's go, buddy. And yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah, I don't think you'll be able to tame, for example, like the Duke, the Goblin Duke.
Yeah.
I don't think he'll ever become friendly, and
What a bum.
John votes everything tameable, but I don't think he has the right to override the entire dev team, and I think there's going to be a few people that say you can't ride the Goblin Duke.
Oh, you can't just
So
put
I
a
don't think
saddle on him.
every animal
Just put a saddle
is
on the
going to
guy.
be rideable. So I think it is going to be more limited to standard domesticated animals and monsters.
And dinosaurs.
And dinosaurs.
Because like riding in a battle with a T-Rex is just cool. Like, you can't say it's not
We haven't
cool.
seen many types of dinosaurs, but I hope we do get to see a lot of dinosaurs.
I kind of hope there's sort of like a flying dinosaur that we haven't seen before, like a
Like a
pteranodon.
pterodactyl.
Yeah, pteranodon, pterodactyl, Quetzalcoatlus or something like that. That would be really cool. Dimitri, yeah. Sorry.
I am
That's
not
the
very
big one.
versed with dinosaur facts, but I guess
It's
I'm
okay.
gonna need to do some research on that.
Yeah, Quetzals
keep
are
up.
massive. They're really very big birds. Very big birds.
Very nice to know.
Yeah, you don't want to fight one. All right, next question.
Vid asks, do you think trophies will exist with more than just decoration purposes? Maybe you can use a dragon's head to get a good helmet.
Does the dragon's head in Minecraft give you armor?
I don't think so.
I don't think. Yeah, no, I think it just looks funny. Maybe. I guess. I don't know. Like maybe you could use. I don't. What's a trophy like? What would you consider Varen's head?
Yeah,
as a trophy?
I think it's important to what we define as a trophy. Do we define, for example, like the Outlander boss's giant cleaver as a trophy if he drops that?
And that's a weapon
Because
for
then,
you.
yeah,
or,
it would be a usable weapon.
Or for example, like
does-
that little crab hand that he has. Can you use that? Like put it into a potion
Mhm.
and make like something else? Like that could work.
Yeah. Or, for example, the Duke's crown. Maybe he drops
Right.
that, and that gives you like some sort of effect. I don't know.
Right. And I remember playing the ore spawn mod back in like 1.7.10 Minecraft, and there was this thing called, oh, it wasn't the Ultimate Sword. It was like Big Bertha or something. You had to kill like 6 or 7 different bosses to get parts for the specific sword. So, for example, it's like the Kraken's tooth, and then like this beetle's freaking horn or something like that. So I think things like that, like sort of mini trophies, like a claw from a boss or something, you put that into a bigger combination to make a cooler weapon to fight a more of a powered boss would be cool. But we don't know if they're going to do that though, but I think that would be fun. And plus, it would give you more incentive to go around killing all these bosses.
Yeah, but we've also seen like a statue and that one postcard on a house. It's just like
Oh,
it
right.
looks like
You're
it was
right.
taken from a dungeon, and it's just a statue. So that could also be a thing. Like, is that a trophy you got from killing something? Maybe you got it from a quest, or you can just mine it from said dungeon. And what would those do?
Right. Yeah, I forgot about that trophy. That's so sick. Nice.
Yeah, so those are all interesting questions to think about. Next is, okay, this is interesting. It says, are portals available? Is it easy to craft portals? If so, the bases you make are easily connected, and I would like that. Waystone mod from Minecraft is very nice. Well, we know that portals exist because Polina showed
We have a video.
some of her animation work on that. Very amazing. So portals are definitely in the game. We don't know what they do, where they lead. My guess is they lead to the other planets.
That would make sense. We've seen Gaia portals in one of the most iconic Hytale images where the guy's literally just staring down that portal in that cave underground. That's
Yeah, we've
a
seen
portal. That's a different portal to what we've seen from other portals, which are more circular in the concept arts, and the one that Paulina did the VFX for. So, seems like there will be a lot of portals. We've seen those like dungeon entrances as well, which sort of look like portals as well in the concept art, or they just could be you walk through them. I don't really know, but it's looking like there's going to be quite a few. And do you need to go through a portal to get to Torballen, or like how does this work?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but we were talking about the trophies, and I was thinking about, like, what if that statue is like a waypoint? And I'm glad Vid brought it up.
Mm-hmm.
I hope there is some sort of fast travel, because that's something I dislike about Minecraft. Um,
Well, you have ender
Positive or
pearls.
negative thing. You
Ender
have
pearl.
ender pearls or nether travel.
Mm-hmm.
But nether travel is really the main thing that makes traveling these large distances good.
Because double, right? Or
It's
triple?
very useful. It's times 7.
Times 7. Wow, that's massive.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
7 times the distance.
Mm-hmm.
So that kind of like helps you, increase the gap. But in Hytale, we don't know about a nether. I assume a nether isn't a thing since we have the different planets. Those are going to be our nether,
Mm-hmm.
or end. Those are different dimensions as planets. So I hope there is a waystone where you could place it down between different towns. So imagine if there's a Quebec village all the way in Zone 1, but you're living in Zone 4 across the entire map.
Yeah.
And you could just waypoint there. Maybe it costs something, because I know a lot of mods take experience points for it, for example.
That makes sense. So you just can't go back and forth like repeatedly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that would make sense. And I don't think you could, for example, you have a like waypoint on the Nexus or Torballen. I don't think you can travel between planets with the waypoint. I think that'll be kind of hard. Maybe you got to go through a portal and then set up a waypoint in that planet to go to another spot in that planet as well. Because I think it'd be kind of weird if you're just on Orbis and then you're like, hey, gonna go to Torballen now, right? That kind of doesn't really make sense. Like you're traveling interdimensional, not interdimensional, but like interplanetarial means there. That's kind of hard to do.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you. This is something I love. How do you think the mission/achievement system will work? Asks HydroX.
Well, I think there'll be...
I love the idea of the missions in Hytale. I think that's one of the most exciting things. When I saw the trailer, even, I'm like, yo, there's missions. I love missions.
Yes, sir.
And achievements are some of my favorite things too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I think there'll be a lot of different categories of them, because you see in a screenshot, you go into a chork camp and it says like kill 3 chorks. There you go. You go into the skeleton battle, it's like kill 6 or 7 skeletons, like boom, there you go. But then there's also, you go to that little Quebec thing in the trailer, and it's defend the Quebecs from the golem, or defend Gaia's temple, something like that. And then you do that, that's another type of achievement. And I wouldn't be surprised if you just walk into a Quebec village one day and there's just a raid and you save the Quebecs from the Chorks, and boom, another one right there. So I don't know what else. There's probably a crap ton of them that we don't even know about, and I'm sure there's millions. But yeah, what do you think? How good do you think they're going to be?
I mean, I think we talked about this on one of the first episodes of the Hytale podcast, where we talked about the missions, and one of the key things is to make them not feel repetitive or grindy or
like retrieval quests. I hate retrieval quests.
Retrieval quests. They're good every now and then, but if they're like every third quest, it gets really annoying.
Mm-hmm.
Just having a variety and kind of not making them dumbed down too. I feel like some of them should be difficult, some of them should be tedious, because if every single quest is like deal 500 damage, kill true torques,
yeah,
kill 5 spiders, that gets really, really mind-numbing, and at some point you don't want to do the missions because you're like, this is so extremely boring. But if they're like this elaborate, do this and this and this and this, or
yeah, like
like
step
get
by
this
step
super
by step
rare item or something
ones.
like that,
yeah,
those are more interesting.
Yeah, even a quest, like go back to that Big Bertha sword thing, for example, it's like quest to make the Big Bertha. So, for example, the first thing you do is kill a Chork and get like a Chork scale or something. You go over to the next one, you go to a Quebec village, they give you another quest to do that leads into another quest that gives you another part for the sword. That would be cool. I would love a quest like that. If it takes you across all 3-4 zones, I think that would be so much fun.
Yeah, quests that kind of link different factions together would be cool.
Right.
So like maybe one quest, the Trorks and Quebecs really hate each other, and you're like on the team of the Trorks. Or one quest, you're like helping the Outlanders, become friends with the Slothians or something like that. Something like that where you can kind of get story and build a connection to these characters or these factions would be awesome.
That would be really cool. I would love a quests like blog post. I think that would be super cool. Just sort of how they go about it.
Yeah. So what about achievements? First off, do you think achievements are in the game?
I think there's going to be achievements in the game. Like, you kill a boss, that's an achievement right there. There you go. You reach level 100, there you go. That's another achievement. So, yeah, they're going to be in the game. I'm sure, I don't know if, I'm sure people will be achievement hunting, and I'm sure that's probably a way that people can try to speedrun Hytale, is just get all the achievements and then you're done. But to me, I just like getting achievements as I go along. I don't purposely go out and look for an achievement. If it pops up while I'm doing something cool, and if I'm close to something, maybe I'll go for it. But, yeah, I think it'll be... I think it'll be sort of similar to Minecraft's, right? Like, it's just get diamonds, boom,
now,
achievement.
This is something that we haven't been able to do with Minecraft because of the nature of the game, but Hytale, well, let's talk about Minecraft first. The way Minecraft saves achievement is per world. Every single world, different set of different rerun of the achievements. But with Hytale, since it's one big game, you could have global achievements and then world achievements. So global achievements could be like get your profile, assuming maybe there's like some profile leveling, get your profile to level 10, etc. is an achievement.
Right.
Or like, play every minigame once is an achievement. Or, create 5 worlds is an achievement.
Like win a Hunger Games,
more of like
something.
more of a global achievement system, so you can kind of deck out your profile, assuming that exists. And then specific world achievements. For example, chop down a tree, get some ores, talk to a Quebec, burn a Quebec.
That's going to be an achievement. I would love
to be.
I would love to see an achievement system for like multiplayer that players can just compare their accounts against each other. I think that'll be super cool. You can see what players have really done in the past, and then compare that to sort of what you've done in the past, and maybe just go about it. And bragging rights, right? Everybody loves good bragging rights.
I hope the achievements also have really funny names, and it's not just achievement number 52, or it's not like achievement mine and ore. I hope they have really funny names like in Minecraft, because something my friend does is he saves certain achievements. Like, he specifically doesn't do something so that like in a multiplayer setting he can use it as like a comedic bit. So like, for example, he doesn't fish at all, and then whenever like he's ready, he's primed up for the joke, he's like, there's some fishy business going on here, and then it like pops up in the chat. It's always super funny when he does that.
That's
so I
awesome.
hope there's a possibility to do that in Hytale, because that's something that I love doing with my friends, and can lead to a lot of funny scenarios.
That'd be great for like SMPs too.
But even like achievements, like just getting diamonds, that's always super fun when you're in a multiplayer server, and your friend it's like 5 minutes in and your friend gets getting diamonds, and you're like, how in the world did you get diamonds already? It happens every single time, but
there's always somebody. Always someone who does that.
Yeah. So achievement's something I'm very looking forward to.
For sure. Oh, mine just coughed.
I did just cough. How do you think Oceans will be like? Is this our like 5th talk about that Oceans in Hytale?
I think they will be wet.
I'm hoping for some rad high seas action, complete with naval combat and sea exploration.
Yep, I want torpedoes and water nukes and all that. Yes. Yeah, okay, next question. We've answered this so many times.
Yeah, I think we've talked about oceans probably more than anything in this podcast. We're the Hytale Ocean podcast. So if you want an answer to that, we've done a lot of previous episodes. You'll be able to find it there. Physics in Hytale, I feel like we've talked about this.
What type of physics? Because there's probably
like
a lot of
gravel blocks and sand blocks. But Mikey Q also elaborates, saying, for example, tree breaking, how liquids flow, like water and lava, or player movement in water, snow, etc. So it's a bit more in depth than just will gravel fall.
So I hope to God there's not that light powdered snow that Minecraft has.
Oh my god.
Please no, and Hytale, don't add that. And don't make it look the exact same. If not.
I'm assuming there will be quicksand.
Oh boy. Oh god. know what times we fall in that
I
stuff?
have a very bad feeling that quicksand will be in Hytale.
Mm-hmm. Amount of times we're gonna die in quicksand. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be hi Buddha cat buddy. Please don't add quicksand. Take it out. Delete it from the code.
I'm gonna be honest. I don't think it's his decision.
John, buddy.
John.
Noxie. Please. No quicksand. No powdered snow that you can fall in. I don't care about gravel. I don't care if it falls on you. Just, I don't want to sink in stuff because it's annoying as hell.
Yeah, just no powdered snow, please.
Yeah, please.
How do you interact with the world? We know creatures interact with each other, but how do they affect the world they live in? Change in block states, place, break stuff in the world, interact with inventories. Ooh,
well,
okay.
We know the Yeti picks up blocks from the ground and hucks it at people. That changes the gameplay, I guess, or the terrain.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how things would change your inventory, really. I don't think that's really a possibility unless you get
interact
launched.
with inventories. I guess the idea would be like they can take stuff out of chests or furnaces or whatever.
Oh, okay. I was thinking differently. I'm like, what if a ram just absolutely knocks your socks off and you just like fall over and your inventory gets knocked out?
Oh my god.
That would be insane, wouldn't it?
Losing your inventory in games or like because of some stun effect or an attack is one of the most annoying things. I will boycott that feature.
I will go into the source code and remove it. Don't do that, please, Hytale. Like, I don't care if it gets stunned, but if I get stunned and my sword just yeets from my hand and I gotta go pick it up under the legs of a Yeti, like I'm not doing it.
Yeah, that is I think that is in the top 5 of most annoying game features in gaming. Mm-hmm. Is just something that just like removes your weapon or your inventory.
If there's a boss that, you know, in some games, like there's bosses that like steal weapons from you or like little mobs that steal weapons from you. If there's a thing in the game like that and I have like one of the best swords in the game and that little stupid tiny little rat yoinks it, I'm like, I'm done. It's over. That would be annoying.
What about placing or breaking stuff in the world? So, for example, a Quebec village is literally alive. So you can see different trees grow and get planted or get broken down, or the houses might get like a different furniture every now and then. What about that?
I don't really know.
So it feels like the town is really alive.
So what do you mean? If just say for example you break like one log off a tree, like Quebec start coming and attacking you think they'll like replace a log on that tree?
Or I guess Quebec's breaking trees would be a bad example. But for example, maybe Outlanders, that'd be a better example. Maybe they chop down some trees around them, plant them, and then, you know, maybe some of their walls might slowly get bigger, or
maybe
or a new house gets built, or
I think that would
just
be
the furniture
actually
moves around.
That would be actually really cool. So for example, you spawn right beside an Outlander camp right when you load up Hytale for the first time, and you don't go and you decide to not raid it, just let it play out. For example, you come back like 2, maybe 3 days later, maybe there's like an extension built off to that Outlander camp, and there's like a new pillar or something. I think that'll be really cool. And for example, you're playing that world for like maybe 2, 3, 4 years. Imagine how big that Outlander camp could get if it like procedurally grows with the time that you're playing Hytale. That would be insane. And I could definitely see things like that happening. I don't know if it's in the game, and if it is, that'd be super sick. But then again, we've also seen different sizes of chork camps. It's not just one specific like prefab for a chork camp. We've seen massive ones. We've seen just a little hut. But the massive ones look really cool. And if that thing keeps growing, it could be like a whole chork city, which would be unreal.
The next question is interesting. Destiny Purpley asks, do you think Varen will be the main big bad evil character, or could they be serving a greater evil?
No,
basically meaning, is Varen the biggest evil, or is Varen serving someone? And I think Varen is the biggest evil.
I think it's Varen, yeah. Unless there's some unreal subplot to Hytale that we just don't know. It's gotta be Varen.
He's got the guy is evil is true, but I don't think they're gonna go that route.
No, I don't think so. But if there was something other than Varen, that would be insane. Because like they could have just showed us the Void Dragon at the end of the trailer and not introduced Varen, and we probably would have been saying, the Void Dragon is likely
Yeah.
the big boss. But then
Yeah.
there was a concept art or a wallpaper of Varen, and we're like, no, that's the big boss. So it would have been cool if they didn't put that.
I think Hytale would also have an issue if a dragon was their final boss. I think they'd have a huge problem.
100%. And actually, we have a concept art, an old concept art, if you go on the Hytale website, I believe, of Varen. But it doesn't say he's a boss or anything, I believe. Let me just try to find this real quick, because it's really old.
We've also seen different types of dragons. So we've seen like the Void Dragon, we've seen an Ice Dragon. For example.
Oh, it's actually Varen Spawn. It's not Varen, but this looks exactly like Varen, I'm going to be honest. Here. Oh, whoopsies. Oh, that's not it. I'm messing up Discord right now.
Varen Spawn sketches. I see it.
You see it? Yeah, you got it.
Yeah, it's like a big tentacle guy. It looks like if you've ever watched the Pirates of the Caribbean, it's like the big tentacle guy in I don't know which movie, first one.
So you could have been like so we could have maybe got hints that there was something else because it says Varen Spawn. You could be like, what's a Varen if we didn't get that big wallpaper of Varen? So maybe we could have had like hints that there was a bigger boss, but it's gonna be Varen.
Yeah, I'm pretty positive Varen's the big bad guy.
Yeah, unless Thanos comes out and we'll see. But who knows?
Kreger asks, making mechanics out of unusual objects. What do you think of things such as logic gates out of objects that probably wouldn't be meant for the purpose, but still works in Hytale?
What, for example, like what would be a good example of this? Like a fishing rod back in the 1.8 days of Minecraft? Like you use it for
I'm
different
not
things?
sure what this would mean. Think of using such as logic gates out of objects that probably wouldn't be meant for the purpose. I could not think of an example that would mean this. I'm also not a redstone guy, so I couldn't really
Right, I'm not either.
Translate it. My only guess right now would be like water flowing in like certain paths, and that could affect the outcome of something. It's really the only place where my head is right now is like water flowing.
Smarter people than us, let us know in the comment section.
Yeah. Or if you want to rephrase the question and ask us again with a bit more help, because we definitely need more help with that question. Link is down in the description for our Discord where you can ask us questions. We'll answer it on the pod. We are getting close to catching up, so we do need some questions if you have any. No, we're not close. But
I was going to say, I swear it took us forever to get to these.
Yeah. Vid asks, maybe different types, weapon types have different skill trees. So the spin attack might be the final variation to a special move the sword has. Ooh.
I could see that happening.
Like different weapon types have different skill trees. So, for example, a sword has a skill tree of abilities, and then a spear has a skill tree of abilities.
I think that would be really cool. But for multiplayer, in terms of like Hypixel, would those all be unlocked if you just get them, or will none of them be unlocked? Right?
Or you have a random path.
Yeah, that would be cool. Actually, that's smart. Like, I like that. So not every sword is the same. So that's awesome. Yeah, that's cool.
But I'm gonna be honest. I think for a multiplayer standpoint, I don't think that's gonna happen. Maybe there's some PvE or like some story items that let you get. No, I think it'd just be a different sword that has a different ability.
Yeah. Okay.
So like almost every sword has the same like style, but you can get like a boss's sword that has like a unique ability to it, and that'll be different. That's my take on that. I think they're gonna try to unify that, because that's also a lot of work, because they have so many weapon types already, and then kind of like branching out for every single weapon type. That's a lot of work.
It is a lot of work. And I think we got time for one more question here. We're at 48 minutes right now, so let's get to one more.
Crafting cooldown or time? Would crafting take time? We know there's a craft 1 button and a craft 10 button, but would that take time? Like in the trailer, you have to hammer the sword. It's a good question, because we did. Did you ever do a theory about him hammering the sword in the trailer? Because I don't think that's ever been talked about.
Didn't, but I don't know. Thinking about it right now, maybe it's like a third-party animation when somebody's in a crafting table. I think that could be really cool. Like someone's in the crafting table when they're hammering down that iron.
That's a cool idea, yeah. And then they're just in the GUI. I hope it doesn't take time, because that's super annoying.
I could see it sort of like a fast craft, like you know how in Minecraft where things craft sort of quickly, you see a line go up and like go straight through each of it, and then it goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 into your inventory. I think that could be a possibility.
No, I'm gonna be
No,
honest. You lost me.
maybe it's arc. I don't remember, but I could just be saying things at this point. But maybe yeah, you craft head. I don't know if it'll instantly. What I mean is like I don't know if it'll instantly go into your inventory, but maybe it'll take like 2 or 3 seconds for it to make and then go. But
Yeah,
I
it
don't know.
could be a thing where the craft 1 is like a really fast bar that moves, and then the
Yeah,
craft 10 is like, whoop,
yeah, that too. A slower
whoop,
bar. Yeah, maybe.
but it's faster than the take like craft 1. So, for example, hitting it 10 times is still slower than just hitting the craft 1 or craft 10
Right.
once.
Of course. Cool. I
Could be
think
it.
I think that's it for today's podcast, Mine. If you guys did enjoy, hit that like button, subscribe, share with your friends, join the Discord, best Hytale community Discord in the world right now that we know of. And with that being said, see you guys next time. Hopefully there's a blog post next week, so because I won't be here. And yeah, goodbye.